Alright, Mom. I'm going to try a video. I'm going to try to show you how to do this one with a wider buckle. I was going to use this regular buckle, but I'm going to use a little bit bigger one. I'm going to do it with the whistle buckle. Alright? So it's pretty much the same thing except for on one side it's got 2 slits, on the other side it's got 1. Okay? You can use either of the 2 holes on one side. I choose usually to use the holes closer to the edge. Alright? So you start out the bracelet the same exact way. Okay, you start out the bracelet doing the same exact thing. You come up through. Actually, I'm going to use the ones closer to the bracelet itself. Hayden, I'm recording in here, okay? We just got your burp on video. Alright, so you do the same exact thing. You do the girth hitch like I showed you before. So you reach through your loop and you pull it. Okay? So there's your girth hitch, okay? Okay, let's see if I can zoom in. There you go. So there's your girth hitch on one side, okay? And you want to just pull it tight. Now, your other side, you're going to grab the edge or the other piece, the other long end, and stick it through the top, okay? Just like I showed you before. You pull it through until you get that sort of thing, okay? And then you find your other piece and do the same exact thing on the other side. Go from the top, and through the bottom. Alright, instead of both these extra pieces being on the one side, this is when you want them both on different sides, okay? So let me see if I can zoom in on that. So you have the blue coming out one side, the green coming out the other side, okay? So it's coming through the top. So once you get the bracelet about the size you want, okay, now you want to take your free end. I'm going to start with the blue here. Take your free end and come back through the top of the bracelet, okay? Just like that. And pull it through. Okay, so you have that sort of thing. So it just wrapped around at one time. Okay, and then I'm going to take the green side and do the same exact thing. Now, when you push the green through, it's a little bit harder because you have a little tiny hole to work with, okay? So what I do is I melt the ends of these. I melt the ends and then just use my lighter and kind of pinch it on something plastic that you're okay with burning, because it's going to probably put a hole in something if it's too light. Alright, so I burn them, make a point, and it's much easier to get them through the buckle sometimes. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright. So this is what you're left with, okay? That sort of thing. So it's wrapped around twice, coming out the sides. The free ends are coming out the sides, alright? So at this point I actually put the bracelet on my wrist. Okay, I put the bracelet on my wrist, size it to whatever size I want with it closed. Okay, go ahead, because if you kind of just wiggle these, these will come loose. Okay, Just kind of wiggle them out. Once you get the size you want, okay, you're okay to go ahead and unbuckle it, but then you have to hold it. So on one side, it's gonna look like this, okay, with the outside ones being your free ends. So you just kind of pull it tight, and I pinch it. So you don't want that to move, all right, because that's the size of the buckle or the bracelet you want right there, okay. And then with the other sides, you're gonna take the other sides and come from the top of this other buckle and down through it, from the top down. So let's start with the green. I'm not personally going to pinch the other side because I need two hands to show you right now. But normally I sit on it or something, or put my knee on it. So right now I'm just gonna work with this side here, okay. And remember, you take the from the top down. Once you put it through here, this is when you're going to start your bracelet, okay? Alright, you do the same thing here. Sorry. Got the camera behind my shoulder, so it's kind of hard. Alright, so same thing here. You take your blue, come from the top down through the bottom. Now I think this will work with any 3/8 or 5/8 inch buckle, okay? So this is what you're left with. You have 4 strands, okay? You have the girth hitched up top here, and then it runs through the bottom, loops around again, okay? And then comes back up to the top, through the top to the bottom, okay? So see if you can get a good picture of that. The back ends are the free end, okay? So at this point, see if I can zoom out here. Here's your bracelet, and this is when you start your tie, okay? You can just start your cobra weave just like this. Remember, you want to make sure these 4 are the same, okay? If any of these 4 strands, if any of those 4 strands are really loose, tighter or looser than the other ones, then your bracelet's not going to turn out straight. So you want to make sure those are all the same tightness. So just give it a good pull, and then just kind of feel them. And you can see, like right now, the blue ones are a little looser than the green ones right now. So then all I would do is come up here and pull the blue through a little bit, okay? But at this point, you're at the same point as you were before, doing the cobra weave, okay? The only difference is now you have 4 strands going down the middle, so your cobra weave is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be a little bit thicker, okay? I like the look of it thicker rather than a little really skinny like the ones you have been doing. Let me do a couple here and I'll show you. Alright, make sure you pull these ones very tight and push them up here, okay? Because you don't want this buckle really loose. So I push the knots up as high as I can. And see how this is, look. This is what the top of your bracelet's gonna look like. Okay? So the piece that comes around back is the first piece you start with. Just like that piece. Alright, and you go all the way down to the bottom of the bracelet. You got your 4 strands down there still. And then you get it as tight as you can down there. Cut it and singe it. And now you got a thicker 4-strand bracelet. Now right here, when you start the cobra weave, I'll show you how to do the jawbone weave as well. And the jawbone weave, you can do the same thing like I was showing you before. So you just go through the middle. Okay? Pretty simple.